Hi there, James. So great job writing these 2 essays for your IELTS preparation. Good work. Keep up the good work and all the effort. Hope you're enjoying your time on the course. So let's see what you've written. Dear Examinations Committee, I'm writing to apologize for my absence of the final examination held on 15th July 2017 for the course AFA S2000 Finance 1. I think it should be here for my absence at the final exam, but not of. Usually when we say an absence of something, it's like that something is missing. So you didn't want the use of here. Now, I don't know what kind of program you were using to write this. The paragraphing is a little strange. I do know that examiners do look at this kind of thing. So just be careful. Make sure you have clear paragraphs that make sense. Maybe you wrote it on a mobile device or something. Alrighty. So my name is Peter Jan. Excuse me, student ID, so forth, case number, etc. And I would like to explain what has happened on that day. What happened on that day? Because you've already told us it's a specific point in the past, so you don't need to use the present perfect here. It's a past day. It's over. It has no effect on the present. So you just want to use the past simple. I was feeling dizzy before leaving my room to go to the examination hall, and I lost my consciousness a few seconds later. I was sent to the hospital nearby by my friend who has just passed by. Okay, that's really nice. I like all your details about this. However, the tense here is wrong, James. It should be who was passing by. So when you lost consciousness, your friend was passing by. It's probably the best tense to use here. I have obtained the medical certificate from the doctor who was in charge of my case. Was in charge of my case as the evidence. Okay. I have obtained. Now here, excuse me, your use of the present perfect is absolutely correct because it does have an effect on the present. So really good job there. Except you don't really need to say here the evidence, just as evidence, or as proof is probably a better word. It would be grateful if, okay, I think you meant here, I would be grateful if you could consider my situation and allow me to sit for a makeup examination. Very nice. Some really good vocabulary there. To sit for a makeup examination is perfect. Should the makeup examination is not a possible option, I would like to ask for assessing my final grade by averaging assessments completed in the course. Okay, now, James, you have tried to do something great here. You've tried to use this really advanced grammatical structure. It's a conditional without if, so it's actually inverted, which is really advanced grammatically, and it's great that you tried to do it. However, there is a little mistake. So it actually should be, should the makeup examination not be a possible option? Okay, I would recommend taking out a good grammar book or even Googling it. Inverted conditionals or conditionals without if, so that it can so you can find out all the grammar rules about this. But really a nice try to do something that really not a lot of IELTS test takers do. Great work. Okay, so I would like to ask for assessing my final grade. How about I would like to ask for an assessment of my final grade? More accurate, more natural here. Okay, by averaging assessments completed during the course. Or you've got assessing and assessments in the same sentence. You probably should have found a synonym for one of them. Okay, so I look forward to your reply. Yours faithfully, Peter Chan. Okay, great, nice closing. It's accurate, it's correct, so good job there. Let's move on to your task 2. Copyright laws do not restrict invention, yet they encourage more innovations. Okay, nevertheless, the whole society will be better off with a comprehensive set of regulations to protect owners of intellectual properties. Okay, All right, fine. This essay will use examples from IMF and a recent study from the Entrepreneur Association of Canada to elaborate points. Okay, it's straightforward. It goes right into the topic, so pretty clear. The only thing, if I really want to be really detailed, is maybe you should have used would, because it's like a theoretical thing, which doesn't exist. You make it sound much more definite, but a would make it sound less definite. But other than that, it's great. So, owners of new ideas can have their property rights legalized with the existence of copyright laws. This is due to the fact that their works can be monetized by patents. For example, recent research. Get careful, research is not countable, so it's just recent research without the article A. Research by the IMF showed that the number of new inventions in nations with well-developed copyright laws are thrice as many as countries without one. Okay, I can see that you've tried to use some really nice vocabulary here, like monetize, like thrice. Thrice is actually an outdated kind of word that's not really used so much. So even though it's a really nice attempt to use something less common, you might want to stick with something like 3 times as many. Okay, so then you wrote, as a consequence, copyright laws fuel creativity instead of limiting it. Okay, I really like the way you ended up this paragraph. I have some concerns about the development, though, of the rest of it. Really, I don't know that each of these ideas leads to the next. So the fact that there's copyright laws means that patents can earn money, and then new inventions are more in countries that have copyright laws. So there's not really a progression that makes 100% sense to me as I read it. So you might want to just rewrite it, redevelop it a little bit so that the connections between the sentences make a little more sense. Okay. It is a win-win situation for the community and content providers with proper legislations, on the use of original thoughts. I like that win-win situation. That's a nice piece of vocabulary there. Should copying of ideas come with no cost, no one will take the initiative to generate new ideas to improve the society. Okay, so again, you've tried to use this structure, and I'm really, really happy to see that. Some great work there. But there is still a mistake, even in this example of this conditional. So basically, I think you didn't want to use this conditional, which is actually first conditional, but I think you wanted to use the second conditional, where it doesn't start with should, but it should start with were. So were the copying of ideas to come with no cost, no one would take the initiative to generate new ideas to not improve the society, but just to improve society. Okay, so like I said earlier, definitely open up an advanced grammar book to see how we use these inverted conditionals without if. But again, I'm really glad that you've kind of taken this risk with your grammar, so that's great. Okay, and then for instance, a survey conducted by Entrepreneur Association of Canada indicated that creative industry, well, I guess it's the creative industry, even though that's not really a clear term. I mean, what is the creative industry? Are you talking about the arts? Are you talking about, I don't know, the film industry? So it's not really clear, but okay, let's move on. Which is a high value added industry to the economy, relied on copyright laws to flourish. Okay, might need a little more detail. Like why would the copyright laws help them flourish? Because people are paying to use the materials. All right. Therefore, copyright laws can be served as a catalyst. Okay, can serve as a catalyst. You don't need passive voice here. To boost value-added industries, and as a result, the whole society can share the benefits. So again, there's a little kind of disjointedness in some of these sentences. They're not kind of flowing one right into the other. And then your conclusion, excuse me. Oh, goodness. To conclude, From argument, well, it should be arguments, and examples outlined above, copyright infringements should bear legal liability in order to promote creative ideas. Besides, it is foreseeable that if a well-established set of rules is in place to protect intellectual property, the aggregate welfare of the society is leveled up. Wow, lots of nice vocabulary there, lots of nice grammar. I see you've appropriately used a conditional there, so that is some great work in that paragraph. Excellent job there. Okay, so you've done a really good job with these. Just remember that you should really make a list of all the corrections and the errors that I've highlighted in this video and write them down in your error correction list, your personal error list. Also, rewrite the essays and send them to this email with the corrections that have been suggested. Okay, and send it back as soon as possible. Okay, try to write your next essays as well within 24 hours so that you can remember and apply everything you've learned. So, excuse me. So, great job. Keep it up. Like I said, there's some really, really great pieces in here. So, good job, and can't wait to see the next ones.